Welcome back. So let's just get going with more reactions in terms of the impact of the demonetization scheme. Mr. Vinod Agarwal is CEO, commercial vehicles with Eicher Motors. He's joining us right now live. Mr. Agarwal, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. Prashant this side. Could you tell us what the impact has been so far in the last, 8 to 10 days or so since the move was announced?
No, I think first of all, as far as this overall move is concerned, I think this is a very good move and it will help in curbing the parallel economy. However, in the short term, definitely there is going to be tremendous pain, and already especially the transportation sector, there is severe impact of this because if you look at the truck movement, all the drivers, they are used to meeting all their expenses en route on cash. For example, if suppose a truck goes from Delhi to Bangalore, it's a return trip of around week to 10 days. Now, for meeting week to 10 days expenses, he would need around 20 to 25,000 rupees, cash in cash. That's what he used to spend on cash, and all the transporters used to give that money to him on cash. Now, since that money they are not able to give currently, so to that extent it has impacted the transportation sector severely, and a lot of movement has stopped, and all these transporters currently they are struggling how to manage their day-to-day business, and as a result of that, the new purchases also will get impacted in the short term. So that's the immediate impact.
So, Mr. Agarwal, could you tell us how many trucks were you selling earlier? I mean, every day or every month, and what is the actual impact? How many are you selling now? I mean, over the last 10 days or so.
No, the impact on sales will be known by the month end. First thing is that the operation of the trucks which are already on the road, I think that is currently severely impacted because liquidity is not there in the system.
That's Mr. Agarwal.
The transporters,
absolutely, and I spoke
so
with
that is the impact.
Mr. Agarwal, we know that because I spoke with one of the largest unions, truck owners unions, associations, and he said that, well, trucks are completely standstill because you need money, as you said, right, for a variety of things.
Yeah,
and that
absolutely.
Liquidity is not there. So that we know. But I want to know from you, from Eicher, a day, how many trucks were you selling, or a month, and what is the drop? I mean, it's you would have that number already.
No, it's very difficult to give that number as of now because for the month we sell around 5,000 trucks in buses. Now that we will know by the month end that how much is the impact. Like for example, when we talk to our dealers, now the dealers are telling that the activity during last 1 week has been absolutely minimal because the transporters, their minds are occupied in running their current business, so their minds are not working on new purchases. So
okay, let me ask you this. Absolutely, let me ask you this. So you sell 5,000. Mr. Agarwal, so sell 5,000 trucks a month, right? Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Since the 8th of November, when the move was announced, 8th evening, has Eicher sold any trucks at all, even a single truck?
No, I think you have to understand the business model because during the month, a lot of retail happens through the dealers. Then of course the
I'm saying
like us, we sell on wholesale to the
factory.
So out of factory, you know it by the month.
Factory sale.
The majority of the sales happen only in the last week of the month. Majority of the sales, because during the month retails happen, whatever sales have been made last month, so retail happens. So that retail currently has been impacted because dealers are not able to get these customers back on their dealerships to convert the sales, whatever we have sold last month. So right now the impact is on the retails, and then of course by the month end we will know how much is the impact on our sales to the dealers.
Okay. Mr. Agarwal, how soon do you foresee a recovery? There was one estimate which expects recovery to only take place in H2 of FY18. That's 1 year from now. What, according to you, how long will the recovery take?
No, I think the limits on withdrawal of cash, I think those have to be withdrawn very fast because we, of course, in the medium to short term to medium term, we have to make sure that all the drivers and everyone has the credit cards or debit cards. But till the time they have the debit cards and credit cards, they have to continue to operate on cash. And there have to be this limit on the withdrawal of cash. Cash has to go, because if that limit is there, it means that will take a lot of time on remonetization of the economy. And I think that's most important thing which the government must do is to remove these limits, because otherwise this transportation sector will suffer very badly, because 24,000 or 50,000 per week, it's very small limit. That's sufficient for just one truck. If an operator has a fleet of 1,000 trucks, he needs huge money to run the operations.
Sir, these limits are going to stay till the end of December, and thereafter, even come January, when the limits are withdrawn, you will still use cash, perhaps for more important needs, important needs or the necessities. Is it fair to say that till the end of this fiscal year, till March FY17, things are going to be extremely difficult for a company like yours and your truck sales?
No, it's very difficult to assess at the moment, because right now the situation is very volatile. We will be able to make the assessment only first what happens for this month. By the month end we will know it, and then of course going forward we will know it in more detail, that how the transportation sector is impacted because of non-availability of cash. Because right now the entire suffering is because of non-availability of the cash. The entire thing is not black, because these transporters, a lot of transporters need genuine money. They have to operate even though they have all the money in their banks. But if they can't withdraw to give it to the drivers.
Absolutely.
So that's the problem.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Agarwal, for patiently answering all those questions, and we hope to speak with you by the end of the month, as you said, because by then you will have an actual estimate in terms of the impact that you are seeing. Ashwini Gujral is now joining in on the show. Ashwini, thanks very much. Good morning. Prashant here. I mean, the market, of course, is clear.